My mic was muted for some reason. Y'all know how we rock out. Y'all tell me if it's too loud for y'all. Now, that's what we talk about. That's what we talk about now. It's Monday, y'all. Rock out. Moving them seats. We're going to drop, drop. Shake that booty in that chair. I see you, King. We got Eric Gomez in the building. You know he hollering bomb squad. Demetrius Bright in the building. He's saying salute Queen T and the fam. Demetrius also said new mic is nice and loud. You should not be getting stepped on anymore. I hope not. VA. 76 ounces, huh? This is my 80th ounce when I'm done. Water check. Do that chair dancing. Willie Beachman in the building. Was popping, King? Salute to you. Plant holds his hands too low and he doesn't sit on his punches. We're going to get into that, King. I want y'all to rock a little bit. It's a method to my madness. Folk fun, tell me, where did you come from? So, I cut it off just like that. Well, Demetrius said my mic is nice. My mic sounds nice. Check one. Y'all tell me if it's too loud because I got to figure out the adjustments. It doesn't come loud in my headphones, so I turn it up. So if it's too loud, y'all let me know and we adjust, and then I can get the perfect setting, and then we can rock from there. As y'all know, in the beginning of my show, I always do a water check. Water check. This is my, after I finish this, it will be 80 ounces, so this is my 10th bottle. Demetrius said he has 76. I didn't hear no testimonies this weekend. Oh, I was so anxious. But remember, I'm on y'all time. Y'all let me know because I'm anxious to find out. So I'll get in front of this show for some testimonies if y'all have any. You know that we do water. We try to drink our water 100 ounces per day. We are off the dairy and we're off meat. I left chicken and tuna. That's for the people who slow walking it, which ain't nothing wrong with slow walking it. A gain is a gain. But some of us are hardcore with it. So I would love to hear how that went and what's going on with you guys and ladies, because I have some ladies that's going along with the show too. Um, we have a special guest tonight. We're gonna have Mike Livingston in the building. We definitely gonna talk about uh, the fights this weekend, and then we go backwards. Mike Livingston is an up and coming pro fighter, and he's gonna come in and talk to us, introduce himself, and hopefully we can all support him and get behind him. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Y'all tell me if I'm too loud now, because I don't know. Demetrius says slow walking the turkey and chicken. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Remember, if you're gonna eat a meat, eat a fowl, meaning a type of bird. And the two birds that come to my mind would be chicken and turkey. But if you want your results fast, no meat at all. Um, but no dairy. We're not trying to go back to dairy. We don't need dairy. We need to go ahead and let that go. Again, I'm not against the cow industry or whoever. If you find out that it don't like you, then stop eating it. Stop. 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. 9 times out of 10, most people problems stem from that. Can I prove it? No, I can't like in court prove it, but you can prove it on your own when you take it out your diet, and then look how better you feel and look how things work for you. So Andrew Charles in the building. He said, good evening, Miss T. Good evening to you too, King. So, like I said, the show, we starting off. We're not gonna get into the fight this weekend. We will review it until we're gonna get into it after my guest. So I'm waiting on him to come in. So let me check the time. So he should be coming in momentarily. Yeah, that fight. So we could talk a little bit about it, but we're gonna have to break for my guest, and then we'll get after the guest, we're gonna get heavy into it. Um I was a little disappointed, but I shouldn't have been, because y'all know ever since August, I've been telling y'all what I thought was gonna happen anyway. I don't think that Caleb Plant really had a chance either way. It don't mean that you don't show up to fight. You know what I'm saying? He showed up to fight, in my opinion. Demetrius Bright said, trying to get rid of the meat, have used up everything in the freezer, then I won't be anymore, hopefully. Oh, I didn't know you was doing that, King. But hey, yeah, we waste not, want not. Eric Gomez said, don't. Well, all wish we were Caleb Plant. Payday, payday, payday. He got a payday. I know that. Hey, that's a gain, right? Any gain is good. Any gain. If you lose a half an ounce, that's a gain. If you get the fight and you become a millionaire like that, although I think he was somewhat of a millionaire before, I don't know, because I won't count the man's dollars, but we know that he got paid 10 million, probably plus. Hey, that's a gain. I'll take it. I'll get in the ring with Canelo for about a minute and a half before I take that dive, long enough to collect that check. Eric Gomez said, oh, yeah, I know what you mean, King. So, what y'all thought? I mean, again, we have a guest coming in momentarily. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and text him and say to come on in. But you guys can tell me what you think while we waiting. So I just text him. Hopefully he got my text. Eric Gomez said, facts, 10 million is a nice sound to it. Yeah, definitely has a nice sound to it. He don't have to work another day in his life. Caleb, to me, and y'all gonna think I'm crazy, was winning the fight until he wasn't. I repeat, he was winning the fight until he wasn't. Um, Eric Gomez said, was a good fight. It was. It was. I didn't like. I didn't want that ref, but I can't say that I saw something disparagingly about the ref. I just don't trust it. You know, I've been saying back in August, Caleb, if ever a time to go back to the old school ways, this was it. I would have been like, if you ain't white or if you ain't black, I don't want you nowhere near this ring or have anything to do with this fight. As far as ref and judges, he didn't have the upper hand. He didn't have the leverage to demand something like that. I knew it, but you know, one could hope. Andrew Charles said, I was rocking with Plant from the jump. His defense surprised me. I was worried Canelo might destroy him in just a few rounds. You know what? I saw a little bit of Floyd in there. I saw a little bit of James Toney and everything. We got my king just came in. He just arrived. So I'm going to bring him in. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm going to move my chair a little bit. So, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? I appreciate you for coming on this show.
Let me say something again because it seemed like it was a little low.
I appreciate you for getting the opportunity to be on the show.
Mm, your mic is low for some reason. I got everything turned up. You got your volume turned up?
Turn it up.
Hold on.
Hold on one second.
Let me get this. I'm working with new equipment and I'm loud, but I think you came through
Can
low.
you hear me now?
I can hear you,
Can you hear me
but
now?
yeah, we can hear you, but it's just low. I just want to make sure we hear you very clear.
Can you hear me clear?
We hear you clear, but it's just a low sound. And we hear
Okay.
you clear. So like if you gotta hold the device in front of your mouth, can you hear
I
me?
I can hear you very clear.
Okay. So y'all work with us. His sound is just low. We can hear it though. So this is Mike Livingston, an up and coming boxer. Um Mike, won't you introduce yourself to my audience and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I started boxing rough with 10 pro fights, with no coach, with no trainer, just doing it by myself. I just got out the incarcerated 2 years ago, and I turned pro 6 months ago after I went pro. I went to 10 pro fights now, working with the best at the money team. I went down on my own. I've been walking around here with a poster representing. Hold, let me show you this.
We can step outside with it.
I think we got the sound a lot better. We turned the gain up. You
This
see that, you guys? Oh, you went dark. Your picture went dark. Are you still with us? They might have got a phone call, y'all. Give them a moment. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it went dark. Let me check this out. I see it. Y'all see the sign? Okay. Y'all see? Yes, he worked with world-renowned trainer Floyd Mayweather Sr. We can't hear you. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Did you mute your thing? Because we got it so it can get louder. Yeah, you're muted. You're muted. Mm, y'all give us a second. Yeah. Say something. I don't know. We see you very clear. When you stepped out, it went muted. Everything's working on this end. I'm probably sounding real loud to you. Can you say something, champ? And I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I haven't touched anything. Tell you what, sign out and come back in the same way you came in, and hopefully, it'll be, up and running. Sometimes it be like this, but sign back out and then come back in. All right, because we can't hear you. I don't know what's on your end that's muting it. Oh, he'll come back. So the guy said the audio is good on their end. Yeah, I feel like I'm yelling. It's loud in my ear now. On outside, it's good volume. Salute, Mike. Eric Gomez, dope. Yes. Demetri says, salute, Mike Livingston. Congratulations on being signed to TMT, champ. I think he worked with them. I'm not sure if he was signed to them, but he was going to tell us everything. Willie Beachman said, keep prospering, black man. That's right. We got to help our kings, right? Demetrius Bright said, is he 10-0 or what's his record? When he come back in, let me text him again. Because he went out. Now, could y'all hear him? I know y'all said y'all can hear me, but could y'all hear him as well? Because I couldn't hear him. That was the problem. Y'all let me know. Could y'all hear him when I kept saying I couldn't hear him? See this? He went out. Damn. Let me see. I'm calling. Yeah, I don't know what happened then. Because I see you said before he got out the car, we could. When he got out the car, yeah. Hey, Mike, before you got out, okay, I see you now.
Can you hear me?
Hear? Yeah, we got you good now. Everything good. Let me hang up. So everybody's interested. You see that they said, let me read you some of their chats. They said, salute, Mike. Demetrius says, salute, Michael Livingston. Congratulations on being signed with TMT.
Tell him I'm not signed with no TMT. I'm not gonna do no false advertisement. I'm just out there training and shit. I'm out there trying to get some training by the best trainers in the world out there. I'm not gonna false flag, do no faking, none of that shit. I'm just out there trying to get trained. I'm out there struggling out there so I can get the right training that's needed because I had took some losses. So that's false.
Okay.
There's a misunderstanding.
Yeah, so he might have worked with TMT trainers like Floyd Mayweather Sr. and others, but he's not signed to them. Willie Beachman said, keep prospering, black man. Demetrius asks, is he 10-0 or what's his record?
See my record right now, cut. I got 25 wins, 5 losses in my amateur career. I took 10 losses after get out the penitentiary with no training, no coaching, but I'm gonna turn that record around. I'm keeping it for real. Fought some of the toughest opponents out there. No excuse, but I'm just about to turn that record upside down. I just didn't have no coaching, no training. I ain't had no help. They used me like a crash dummy, and I'm about to reverse that record, turn my record around. I just need the right coaching, the right staff, and then the right funds. I need a sponsor. I need somebody. I need some paper behind me. Cause most of these people I heard they paying for wins. They paying for easy people that they know they can beat. Cause they know they more skilled. It's it's shit. It's a bigger picture. You need money. You need support. I realize that after 10 fights, you can't do this by yourself. I've been doing this out here with no coach, no trainer. I get my support from the streets, from the people that donate paper to me without selling drugs and dope to get the money. I heard trying to make a better life for my 2 daughters without doing the wrong thing to get it. Or um, all I want to do is fight. I want to get a chance, opportunity, the same resources that the rest of these professional athletes get.
I feel you. Macadocious, Mac of the South says, salute the lovely, beautiful Madam Queen, Miss T. Salute to you, King. Willie Beachman said, what weight class does he fight at?
Um, Currently, I've been fighting it. I'm 5'5". I've been fighting it. Whatever came my way, 155, 145, 147. But I'm supposed to been fighting at 135. At the time, I didn't know. I didn't have no knowledge. So the people that gave me the fights, they got that off. But now I know what weight class I'm supposed to fight at. I'm supposed to fight at 130. They my size. I'm breaking their jaw on my daughter. You know?
We love it. We
They
love
my
it. We love
size.
it.
I'm fighting at 130, 135. They my size. I'm breaking their shit.
That's right. That's right. That's how we love it. So, how was it to work with Floyd Senior?
Um, I got a lot of knowledge. Learn how to do my defense, show the roll. Um, Learn how to counteract. Land my punches straighter. It
Mhm.
was a good opportunity.
It was a good opportunity for some work. So, did you dabble in MMA or UFC at one point in time
Yeah,
in
I
your
do that.
life?
Yeah, I do that UFC shit. I really want to take off on this shit because I got this little move I want to do. I want to beat the shit out of somebody, do a little football tackle, slam them on their head, bust their face open with my elbows, with a punch to the face. It's over with. I can't wait to get an opportunity. If I need any sponsors, I got a fight on YouTube, Blue Corner, Micah Livingston. I beat the shit out this Mexican on that mug. And ever since then, I ain't had no opportunity. I really would like to prefer the cage. I really think I could take that off of that. And I also thinking about doing bare knuckles, where you just use your fist.
Yeah, I think it's better probably. I mean, to each his own, but I would think like either the cage or the boxing ring would probably benefit you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? But it's I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying like bare knuckles. Don't that wear and tear? Like I mean,
I grew up fighting in the streets, so
mhm,
that's what I'm used to. That's what I'm familiar to. Before this boxing existed, before cage fighting existed, I come work for a neighborhood where you just gotta fight. You just throw your hands, and ain't no gloves, no fishes, no fight. You get them. You fight for your life. You get killed. I've been in play positions where you have to throw
mhm,
your hands, been locked up in a level 5 penitentiary. Where you gotta know your hands. Motherfucker don't give a fuck about no boxing.
mm.
Your hands is what make you a man. Just doing it to another level as far as feeding my kids, feeding my family, it's another level to this shit.
I heard that. Birdman in the building was popping king. He said, salute at Miss T Queen and Willie Beachman, Macadocious Mac of the South, Demetrius Bright, Andrew Charles, and family salute. Uh, Willie Beachman is saluting back at you, Birdman.
Hey,
Andrew
listen,
said, peace,
I
brother.
got a real,
Amen.
real question for this shit. All
Yeah.
these people, I don't know none of these people. Salute all y'all people. But y'all know any businesses or any black companies I need a sponsor. You hear me? I'm keeping it real with you. And anybody know anybody that specifically that's a good trainer, a coach, that'd be really helpful.
Yes, he's requesting any information, knowledge, anything is a gain, as he would say, donation, to keep his dream alive. This man has, like he said, I took some losses in my earlier life, and now he's trying to reverse that. And you said something that was profound to me. And what was that promise you made? Can you tell the people about the promise you made?
I promise my daughter a better life.
Wow. Simple as that. He promised his daughter a better life. Don't that sound like somebody else we know? Sound like Deontay Wilder to me. He promised his daughter a better life. So, yeah, if you
So they
guys
ain't
know
gotta ask.
anybody,
So they ain't gotta ask no nigga for shit.
that's right. That's right. Because you're a king. So he fights at 130, 135. Um, Champ, do you have anything coming up in the near future? Like
Possibly at the end of November in Atlanta.
in Atlanta? Okay. What dates?
Really nothing confirmed. Probably November 23rd.
Okay. We didn't even know here in Georgia that there was a fight coming to Atlanta on November 23rd. Do you know who card that is?
I think his name Pete Robinson.
Pete Robinson. Okay.
Yeah, he a good friend of mine. Y'all check him out. He a good promoter.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to Steve Walker, helping my career. I want to give a shout out to Randy St. Louis. Uh, want to give a shout out to God for helping me not quitting, giving up.
That's right. Don't quit. This man is pulling himself up from the mud, and he needs our help. He needs our help to stay on a straightened path and there, stay on a straight path. And he wants to help his daughters have a better life. It's all good stuff what he's saying, and he's entering into professional fighting. You heard this man, he can go, he could take it either way. He could do the cage, he could do the ring, he could do the bare knuckles. How y'all want it?
Hey, look,
How you want it?
I did took a negative to a positive. I used to do a lot of fucked up ass shit. I'm keeping it real with you. So I used to just fight people for no reason. Violence has always been a natural talent. But when you getting in there, when you getting around with other people that do this shit every day on an everyday basis, it's a different story. Now I had to learn how to realize that, it's certain techniques, it's a certain science, it's technique that you need. It's different from fighting in the street. But the same principle is I'm gonna always keep my same principle. Is I got heart. I ain't scared of nobody. I ain't standing down. I'll fight whatever it is, and I ain't never turned down no fights. Most of these niggas scared to fight people, and they scared when they fight. I'm another type of breed of fighter. I don't wait on no nigga punch me in my shit. I try to punch them in their shit. And I had to learn how to do it in another way.
Okay.
Cause
So
I know
Birdman said,
you get killed in this motherfucker ring if you playing with a motherfucker and you don't do the right shit.
facts. Birdman said, have him call into Fred's show, Miss C. I most definitely will. And Birdman said, PGH Big Dog Salute family. Demetrius asks a very important question. How can we give him a donation?
How can you give a donation? Well, you can go on Facebook. I mean, go on this. Oh my God, let me see. This
Yeah.
PayPal. What's the shit called? What's the shit that we got called?
They got a
Venmo.
Venmo or
Venmo.
something like that.
I got a Venmo. The number is 314 484-8475.
Repeat that. 314-484-8475.
8475. And I
That's
also got
Venmo.
I got a cash app. It's under my manager name. It's under Catrice Willis. But the number for that is 618
618.
691 0655.
So when you
With a
do the cash app, we're gonna do the $ and
with
just
a
put all
cash app.
those numbers.
But the numbers, you don't need the $ with the numbers on the cash app. It's gonna
Okay.
pop up as Catrice already. But but
618.
but 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 if you wanna just do the name, it's Catrice Willis with the
Dollar sign.
with the $. It's with the $ Catrice Willis
With a K or C.
with K.
Okay. Catrice.
KATRICEWILLIS.
Okay. So you guys heard him. You heard his Venmo, which is 314-484-487. His
No, no,
cash.
no, 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 no.
What? I'm sorry.
314
Mm-hmm.
484
Mm-hmm.
8475.
75. I'm sorry. Venmo 314-484-8475. Cash App is the $ Catrice Willis. That's KATRICEWILLIS, or just the number 618-691-0655. We wrote that down, player, and we definitely going to advertise it every day I'm on the show. I'm going to try to incorporate it into my intro at the end of my intro, because we want to help people who's doing positive things. And it sounds like you're doing a positive thing. You got heart. That's what we need. And you ain't scared to fight nobody. And so we want you to get all these opportunities.
I just need a sponsor. I need a sponsor.
You need a sponsor.
Most of these people in these gyms, they got companies, they got businesses that putting a lot of money behind them.
Demetrius Bryce says, stay within your weight class. If not, he can get severely damaged at a higher weight. I think he said he found his actual weight that he want to fight at. I know that can be tricky.
I'm supposed to been fighting at 130.
Okay.
I ain't never supposed to been. I'm 5'5". I ain't never supposed to been fighting at no 155 or no 147. I ain't supposed never did no dumb ass shit like that. But I didn't know no better than I know. They got that off. The people got that. People got that off. They got that off.
Yeah. Macadocious Mac of the South said, let's go, champ. We're going to be following you. Demetrius posted in the chat her Cash App.
That's right. That's
DJ, it. Salute, King. DJ in the building. Like, this man does it all. He does MMA.
Whoever Demetrius, they send me $50. That's 100. Right on.
Oh, thank you, King. Thank you. I so appreciate it. We got to uplift our up and coming champions. This man he got the right ingredients, and he's the way we want him to be. He want to fight everybody. He made a promise to his daughter, and they're beautiful, by the way. I seen the pictures with you and your daughters, and he wants to make a change for the better.
They can follow me on what's that shit? Instagram, Livingston 3400.
Livingston what?
Livingston, LIVINGSTON 3400.
3400. There y'all go. Y'all can follow him on Instagram. Let's support this guy. He's doing positive things. We got to uplift our young kings, right? So I thank you for coming in. And I'm definitely going to talk to Fred from Barbershop Conversations and see if you can go over there. I do think you should hit the YouTube circuit. I'm hoping that you can talk to Fred, and I'm hoping you can talk to Kyle. I'm hoping you can talk to Blue Blood Sports TV. And so he said he's got something coming up in Atlanta. But you guys, it takes funds. It takes funds to travel. It takes funds to get a hotel. It takes funds to pay a trainer and all that stuff. And be steadily trying to raise your kids. So let's help them out and let's donate. And uplift our kings. Andrew Charles said, "Big PGH, big dog, salute fam." Marcus Mac of the South said, "Miss T and the champ Mike, we appreciate this interview very much. I most certainly do. We are going to follow you. So do big and good things as we know you will be doing."
Man, Facebook, Mike Livingston.
Facebook Mike Livingston. You can see what he's doing on Facebook. This man is pulling it up from the mud. This is the way we respect it, right? So thank you for coming in and
I
telling us your story.
appreciate you for the interview.
Yeah, you are welcome here at any time, and I will stay in touch with you. And let's get some of them donations up, y'all. I'm gonna donate too when I get off, but let's get some of these donations up. It's for a good cause. This man is turning his life around. We have to support stuff like that. It's not easy. So thank you guys for tuning in with this interview.
Next lightweight champion of the world, you hear me? Out of South St. Louis, from St. Louis.
Name it and claim it.
I want to thank all the support that I got from the streets. That people see me out here with a poster that donated. If it wasn't for the streets that supported all 10 pro fights, I wouldn't be talking to you as a professional.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview you. And keep your head up.
Thank you for interviewing me and to support this lady. Tune in to her. She a great interview.
Thank you. So we'll see you next time, champ. You can come in here anytime. Anytime you promoting something, anything.
Right.
Just let us know.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for y'all support. Appreciate the people that supported already. Right on.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, that was great. I met him down in Vegas at the Mayweather gym, and he looked like he's putting in that hard work. So I appreciate y'all who've already donated and everything, and keep it coming. Every little bit helps. Macadocious Mac of the South said, "What's the Instagram page again?" Did I write it down? Instagram. I think he said. I think he's still there. Hold on one second. Hey, Mike, can you hear me? He can't hear me. They signed out. So we'll get that information. I think somebody wrote it down in the chat. I'm not sure. Make sure everything. I'm just signing out that part. But yeah, I met him down there in Vegas, and he wanted. I mean, you could tell he wanted. The dude was struggling, and like he said, he's raising kids, and it's just not easy. It's not easy. He's young enough to at least give it a good try for the career. As y'all heard, he does it all. He does UFC. He does or UFC / MMA. He's even willing to bare knuckle, and he's a real dude. So, and anybody that's trying to change their life around and staying positive, you gotta respect it. Willie Beachman said, "Respect, bro." Macadocious Mac of the South said, "What's his Instagram page, Miss T?" I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna text him. I think it's Mike Livingston. Hold on, I probably have it myself. Hold tight, because I thought I had him on there. Ooh. I thought I had it, but I'll get it for sure. He gave you his Facebook. I didn't write that down. I just wrote down his Cash Apps and his Venmo. But I think somebody wrote that down, his Instagram earlier in the chat. Andrew said Livingston 3,400. There you go. Macadocious Mac of the South said appreciate that. And Max said I got it, Miss T. Word. So yeah, I met two of them actually, and I'm gonna get in touch with the other one. But he was the one that I was like it touched my heart because he said, I promised my daughter a better life. I mean, for me, that got me. So yeah, I just wanted to get him on, and I hope he do make the YouTube circuit and go on the YouTube tour with the other channels and get some support up because he can make his fights if he have the funding, and that's just difficult coming from the deficit he is coming from. He's a real man. He's not a beggar. He just he, like he said, he made bad choices and he's paying the consequences for those, but he's staying positive and trying to move forward. So I thank y'all for listening and supporting him. But now let's get into this weekend fights because we got to review the fights. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat because I know some of y'all got something to say. I will say this. I don't know if that's my chair. Y'all hear it creaking. Caleb Plant did a good job. Caleb Plant was winning the fight, in my opinion, until he wasn't. And I think a couple of you guys on other shows, to include Barbershop Conversation and the boxing section, said pretty much the same thing. I heard it explained really well on BFTV, and he said he'll win the fight until he don't, or like, when he stopped doing what he does best, that's when it's going to go out the window. I found myself watching the fight saying to myself, if he only had power, if he only had power. I know he had respectable power because Canelo won't just running in there. He has something to keep Canelo just, being careful. Let me just say that. I ain't gonna say his power was good enough that Canelo didn't feel he could take a couple of shots while coming in, but he has something where Canelo just felt like, let me be careful. Let me not be careless. Somebody's trying to come in. We're waiting on him. Oh, it's Coach G. Yeah, come on through, Coach. Come on in, Coach. Let me see. Let me invite Coach. Oh, there you go. Coach, what's good?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Was you watching?
No, I just got on.
We had Mike Livingston in. When you get out, go back and watch the front part of the show. Good, you're here. So we can pick your brain about this weekend. I was just telling them, in my opinion, Caleb Plant was winning until he wasn't. And as long as he boxed him, he would have outboxed him. Do I think Caleb was going to win? I never thought Caleb was going to win. I've been saying that since August. I've been saying I apologize. They want this man to win. He was fighting against too much. Was it a lot of nefarious shit going on in this fight? I can't say that. Was the referee out of pocket? I really didn't see it. That don't mean that he wasn't. I do know that the only winner who was going to raise their hand that night, it was going to be Canelo come hell or high water. But Caleb did his best. He just didn't have the power. And when he got tired and fatigued, I agree with Kyle on this one. You start slipping on your pimping, right? And that's when he got caught. So that's how I saw that fight going. I wish he could have lasted the 12 rounds because I definitely would have think that even though Canelo would have won, we all could have felt like he had a moral victory. So, Coach, I'm gonna let you take the floor. What's good? What you saw? Coach, can you hear us? Coach, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Okay.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I said the same thing we talked about days before the fight. I told you, like we was somebody you had on your show. I think it was Birdman was talking about. No, it was Birdman.
Batman.
Batman was talking about how he could box and he was bigger and stuff like that. He was longer and the size difference. I knew that he could box. You knew it was longer, but I told you, could he keep Canelo off his body? He didn't just get tired. Plant could have done it all night. It was those body shots that was landing sporadically throughout each round. He kept getting touched to the body, touched to the body, touched to the body. That shit drains your legs. When you started seeing Plant standing flat-footed, leaning against the ropes, staying in one spot, trying to use his shoulder rope, that wasn't by choice. He was having to do that. He was gassing out. He was trying to preserve his energy because he felt himself getting drained in that fight. And once he started standing still, he started getting caught. That punch that knocked him out, that wasn't the first time Canelo landed that same punch. He had landed that punch twice earlier, and it actually hurt Plant both times. It hurt him. It just that particular time, it hurt him a lot more. And it happened. What happened was exactly what I said was going to happen. Not that I'm predicting the future, but just knowing the styles of both of these guys and knowing their strengths and their weaknesses. If you can't keep Canelo from hitting your body, touching your body, I really don't see a lot of people can stand in front of him. You can't stand in front of Canelo and not get hit. His punch placement is too precise, man. He know how to hit you. He's very accurate if you stand still in front of him. He started placing his punches and took them legs away, and that was it. But up until that point, I actually had Plant winning the fight. He had I think the first 5 rounds I gave all to Plant. Like the 6th round I gave to Canelo. The first round I saw Canelo actually do enough, and I said, okay, you know, he won that round. And then from there it was like back and forth, back and forth. But I thought on the scorecard I had Plant ahead, but I saw him gassing out, getting tired, and starting to stand in those spots. I knew it was going to be over with.
Well, you said it was the body shots that made him tired.
That made him tired.
You know, my thing was saying that he was tired. Period. I can't really call it. I believe you when you say it was the body shots. I can't really call it, but somebody, had suggested he should have trained like he was doing a 15-round fight. I don't know if that would have stopped him from getting tired, but I don't think, in my opinion, like those hits to the body, unless you talking about the side of his, like behind his arm, because I definitely thought Canelo was hitting him a little bit straying to the back of the back, on the side. I'm not saying he was cheating, y'all. I accept the loss, but that stiff arming shit and then coming down like a hammer on the side, kind of going to the back.
But this is boxing. This is boxing, and if you give that to your opponent, he gonna take what you give him. And the referee ain't calling shit. That's where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. The referee ain't calling it, but it don't mean it make it right.
It's your job to protect yourself, and find ways to make adjustments to keep these things from happening to you. But Canelo was just taking what he could take, and he was hitting the body, and that's what took Plant up out of there.
But Canelo was frustrated, and Canelo had gassed out too.
He did get frustrated.
He got a second win. Maybe the tea helped. I don't know, but he got a second win. Y'all know I ain't saying nothing new about Canelo that I ain't always said. So I do believe, I don't care what he said. Every time he fought in the past, up until the present and in the future, I'm always think he got tea. I'm just gonna think that.
But I mean, that's on record.
Right.
Nobody can dispute that. He's already been caught cheating twice. So that's on record. We know he's a cheater.
But, that's why I'm not all the way disappointed. Do you think Caleb had any kind of power? Any kind? Just a smidge?
I mean, he has punches. I don't know. You have to be in there with a guy to know how hard he can hit. I've never been hit by Caleb Plant. I don't know. But going by what I see in his record, he's not a puncher. He's not a puncher. Now, he might have some respectable punches where they sharp. You got what they call sharp punches that you can get hit with, and they get your attention and make you not want to get hit by him anymore. but he's not a debilitating puncher where he can catch you with one shot and like end you. Like maybe some guys he can catch like that and hurt them, but a guy with a solid chin that can take a punch, Plant ain't finna hurt you like that.
So you say Plant is more so like I'm gonna wear you down.
Accumulation.
Yeah, accumulation and stuff.
Accumulation. He had to hit you a lot and wear you down with his punches over a period of time, over rounds and shit. Canelo, it can hit you with one shot, which we all know now. It can get you out of there. But I really believe, I know this I watched the fight. It was them body shots, man. Them body. If you watch the fight, you can see some of them shots. Now Canelo was throwing 4 and 5 of them, and only was getting one in there, two in there. But I told you, when you're in a fight, I've been in there. I know how it feels. It don't take a lot of punches to your body before you start feeling the effects to your legs. That shit come, and you will start one like, damn, why am I getting so tired? And it don't have to be one hellacious shot. It can just be a short, sharp punch to the right part of your body that just takes the air out of your ass, and it don't go anywhere. Them head, you can shake a headshot off, but them shots to the body don't go nowhere. Them shit stay there, and they just add up as the rounds go by. They keep adding up until you can't even move your damn legs no more if you can't keep this dude off your body. And Plant didn't have the defense to do that. So
Andrew Charles said he stung Canelo a couple of times. His output was low. How you feel about that statement? Andrew Charles said that. Yeah, who output was low? I think you want to say Caleb output was low.
Caleb was letting his hands go.
I thought so, but he said he stung Canelo a couple of times, and he said his output was low. I'm assuming he's talking about Caleb, but we're not sure, Andrew.
Well, let's just go both sides. Let's evaluate both sides. If you're saying Plant wasn't letting his hands go enough, maybe that was because he was looking at, because Canelo is a sharp counterpuncher, and if you leave yourself out there too long, he will catch you. He will counter you, and he will catch you and hurt you. And if you're saying Canelo, what output was too low, it's because of the range. My man had range control. With them long ass arms, he was sticking and moving. When he was sticking and moving, Canelo couldn't find him. He was doing all he could. He wasn't landing no punches until he got him on the ropes. When he got him on the ropes, he released some punches to the body, and he'd catch to the body with 1 or 2 shots here and there. But mainly, long as he was sticking and moving, Canelo couldn't find him, and that's what made him frustrated.
When he kept stopping, I know it's tiresome. It's easier said than to do. But when he kept stopping and leaning against the rope and trying to do the shoulder roll, I was like, come on now, move. Because Canelo, he couldn't do nothing. And you saw Canelo take a breath too. You saw Caleb do as well. Take a breath. But that stopping, I was like, oh my God, he tired. Because that's all Canelo wanted him to do is stop.
That's it. That's the game plan. He's a front runner. We're going to let this motherfucker come out here and stick it, move, and run. And you're going to give away these first couple of rounds because we know we cannot box him. His legs is too good. His movement is too good. His lateral movement is too good. So Canelo don't have that lateral movement like that. But he's good at cutting the ring off. That's how you catch a dude with good lateral movement. Just cut the ring off and trap him. And when you get a chance to trap him, land some body shots and take his legs away. And that's what he did.
Andrew said he was referring to Caleb. Demetrius Bright said body shots and low blows and shots to the back of the head will make a difference when you start getting gas. Yep, I agree.
Okay, but I've seen some clean body shots in there too. I was looking at Plant's face when they landed too. He was grimacing like he was a man. He's a man now. He's tough, but them shots was hurting his ass. He was taking them, but they was hurting.
Oh yeah, we definitely saw that. But he was just he was amazingly taking them, because there's a couple of times I would say, oh, and nothing happened, you know what I'm saying, because he took them shots. But he was amazingly taking them shots. Demetrius said Caleb Plant was doing well defensively in the fight, but started gassing. But one mistake caused that knockout. Overall, he did well. I had it 6-4. If Plant had finished the fight, he lost on the scorecards. That's another thing, Coach. When they do the unofficial, that was a travesty.
I wish they take that shit off of boxing. Like, I don't even want to see that. Who gives a fuck what Steve Farhood got to say? Nigga, you need better glasses. Because you wasn't watching the fight I was watching. Like, they had this motherfucker winning 5 rounds in a row. Like, Plant, there's no way in the hell Canelo was winning that fight when he said he was winning the fight.
Well, you know what they would say. I've heard somebody say, well, Canelo was hitting hard. It seemed like Canelo was throwing all his punches with a little bit gusto on it, right? But that doesn't matter when Caleb is touching Canelo and he's not touching him, you know. And for them first 5 rounds, Caleb, to me, outboxed him. He moved around, he touched him, whether it hurt or not. He scored on points. Somebody said, you know, if he hit you harder. Okay, Canelo might have threw 3 hard punches, as coach was saying. He threw a combination, 1 got through, and it was 3 punches. But that don't make you win the round when
you didn't win that round.
Caleb was popping them every time.
Right. If you finish that round now, that guy hit you that many times, man. You know, Plant was clearly winning those rounds off the jab, controlling the range in the first 5 rounds. But even within those first rounds, every now and then, Canelo was touching him to the body. And, you know, he wasn't just getting, Plant didn't just get tired. He was in shape to go 15 rounds as long as Canelo didn't touch his body. It was those body shots, man. You got to pay attention to body punching. That's what boxing is about. Plant is a much better boxer than Canelo. Much better boxer. But Canelo is a better fighter. And long as you boxing him, you can beat him. But when you sit down flat-footed and start fighting Canelo, it's a different game then. And Plant can't fight Canelo. You have to box. He had to box him. As long as you stick and move and using your legs and box him, it was a cakewalk. As long as he was doing that, you just have to keep him off your body. He couldn't stop 1 or 2 body shots from getting in here and there, and it drained his legs. Simple as that.
So before I read his chat, what can you do? Explain to us, Coach, what can you do to combat against that? If you know you're going to get touched to the stomach, I mean, that's coming. That's a give me. But what can a fighter do to overcome that and still make it to 12 rounds? Before you say your answer, Demetrius Bright said Caleb's pull counter was on point. Floyd, like, yes, indeed. But go ahead, Coach.
There's no one answer for that because it's a case-by-case scenario. Like, it depends on who you're fighting. Mm-hmm. Like, some guys, let's take like Mickey Ward. He only had he had a signature punch to the body. And if you could avoid that, what was it, left hook, the liver shot with the left hand? If you could avoid that shot from him, you could beat him all night. But if he landed that shot, sometimes only one time, the game was over. So you had to prepare for just blocking that one shot. It depends, but then some guys like Terrence Crawford, he can hit you with anything from any angle, and, you know, on both sides of your body. It just comes down just trying to tighten your defense the best you can, working out and try to get your stomach as hard as you can, and pretty much that's all you can do. I mean,
so no sit-ups, no running,
I mean, you can
no
do all
pull-ups.
that you want to do. All that you want to do. Them body shots will still wear your ass down. You can have all the muscles in the stomach you want. Somebody touching your body while you're boxing and moving and catching you, it's going to wear you down. You got to keep people off of your body. If they can touch your body, they can drain your legs. I don't care who you are.
So, Coach, you know I do a wellness show every Sunday, right? And I've talked to boxers and Coach Diaz, Jim, about this, about making it so that you don't be stomachy. You know, I don't think Caleb was stomachy. I believe you when you say the many punches to his stomach tired him out or gassed him out, took a lot of steam or energy out of him. But I would tell people all the time that if you want your stomach to be in tip-top shape, where it can go through a war and don't really affect you, it's almost like you got to feed it a certain way. And I don't know if boxers across the board are coming on board with that. I'm talking about vegan stuff, but I'm serious. It works. When you clear your gut and clean your gut, you could go through a war. How do you feel about that, Coach? Because I'm a believer in it, but how do you feel about it?
I mean, you can make it better and make it stronger, make it more durable. But at the end of the day, those body shots, you're still a human being. Unless you can put some steel metal plates on your skin,
No, I can't do that.
you're still a human being. And those punches are going to penetrate. It just take a matter of time. It depends on how much leverage this guy's getting on his shots, how hard he punches, you know, and you can have all the muscles you want. That shit is not going to stop it. The best thing to like counter that is to not get hit. Don't let a motherfucker hit your body. That's what you got to do. But as long as if he can touch your body, he can drain your leg. I don't care how many slips you do every day. Those punches are going to penetrate after a certain amount of time. They're going to wear that wear and tear is going to show in a 12-round fight.
Well, I mean, it don't look like it does that to some fighters. Because I've seen Floyd get hit in the stomach and on the side and all that.
Now,
Floyd act like he won't bother.
You don't see Floyd get hit in his body. Floyd has that Philly shell down pat where he catch shots on his forearm, biceps, and shoulder. You don't hit Floyd to his body. That motherfucker got the tightest defense I've ever seen, that he can sit in the pocket and you can't touch his body. That's why he don't get tired. Floyd don't take body shots. He catch.
And that Maidana fight, he took some.
Floyd, go back and watch that fight. A lot of them shots you think is landing don't be landing on Floyd Mayweather. Now he gonna get hit because it's a fight. We all gonna get hit in a fight. But Floyd don't take damage in fights. And you sure don't hit his body. That Philly shell is just what it is. It's a goddamn shell. And you can't penetrate Floyd's like that. Like he take those shots. Well, he got 2 shields. Floyd coming to the fight with 2 shields, protecting his body. You're not hitting him in his stomach. He knows he's a masterful body puncher himself. And so most good body punchers are good body defenders too. He know how to defend his body, and you'll see Floyd sit in the pocket with some hellacious punchers, man. And they be trying to go to his body, and all they getting is forearms and biceps and shoulders.
Now, what is the rules on hitting your arms? Because somebody asked that before too, in another channel. Like, what is the rules on hitting arms? Because Canelo is gung ho for that shit right there. Like, he be trying to, like, I know what the goal is: break the arm. He'll say make it sore. Is there any rules in boxing to be like, come on now, when you blatant with it, at least?
No, you can punch the arm. You can try to test a lot of people try to break his shoulder, break his arms because he's blocking those punches. But over years and years of training and catching shots, his arms is like steel, man. He's used to catching those punches there. I'd rather catch my arm any day than to my gut.
You talking about Floyd?
Yeah, anybody. If you ever been hit to your body before, any of these guys is on here that's been in that boxing ring and took a body shot, they know what the hell I'm talking about. Like that shit hurt like something like those. That thing wears you out, man. It wears you out.
Sorry, y'all. Demetrius Bright said, pick your poison. If one has a granite chin, he may guard against the body, but too many punches will weaken your legs. And shout out to Black Love, Black Power, and Black Greatness. Indeed. I was wondering about that because I was like, I don't know how they could make a rule that says you can't go to the arms and all that, but I would think that it would be like excessive hitting of the arms could be a rule, or because I mean, it just don't make that to me. How's that?
You can do that. You can punch arms. And matter of fact, if a guy got a good, like, there's all kind of tricks in the trade, man. Like if a guy got a real good jab, like you can throw punch his elbow. Like there's shots you can use to try to take that jab away. If a guy got a really good jab, like take his punch from the elbow. Every time that shit shoot uppercut to the elbow, try to disarm him. Try to make it where that arm hurts and he can't use it. There's all kind of tricks in the trade you can use to hurt and disarm your opponent, and they use them.
Can the person, so let's say you try to hit me on the side and I got my arm bent and I got it bent right, like I got it inward. Can I go down like that, go downward to let my elbow hit his hand, try to break his hand? What's up with that?
You can't use your elbows in no kind of way. Now, you ain't supposed to use your elbows. That's MMA. That's MMA. You use your elbows there. You can't use them in boxing.
I mean, slickly, bring
people do it. People do it all the time.
He trying to hit my elbow. He trying to hit my arm.
Tyson used to throw hooks and follow it up with the elbow. He had no intention of hitting it with the punch.
Floyd was good at that shit too.
He'd throw the punch and miss you on purpose to follow up with the elbow. I mean, that's just boxing. They do dirty shit in boxing too, but it is an illegal blow.
Oh, okay. Because I always wonder why you don't break the motherfucking hand, but bring it down your elbow since you want to be hitting your elbow and your arms and all that stuff. Why don't you just break his hand?
Nah,
I would think.
Nah.
So, unless you got something else about the Canelo fight, anybody else got something about Canelo fight? Y'all can chime in.
It went how I thought it was gonna go. I want to see Canelo in there with Charlo. That's the fight I want to see. Because he never really respected Plant. Plant didn't have anything. You asked me, could he punch? I never been hit by him, but judging by what I see, I guess not. Because Canelo didn't really respect his punching power.
He didn't.
He even dropped both his hands at times and walked towards him. Like, throw that punch, throw it. Like, he had no respect for him. But if he fight Charlo, I bet he won't drop his damn hands. He's gonna keep his hands up.
He had necessary, what I would call a healthy, cautious feel about himself. Because even though I don't think he respected Kayla's power. It won't like he was free-knitted, like he fighting a child or something.
No, he's a defensive minded fighter now. Like he has decent defense, especially for a Mexican fighter. A lot of the Mexican fighters don't have a lot of defense. Canelo is a special breed, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't even like Canelo, but I have to give him, like the prop. He got a good defense. The man is, if he got good head movement, he don't want you to touch him. He'll drop his hand and make you miss a lot of punches in a row. Like Canelo can move his head around and then throw counters off of it. I like watching the dude fight. He's entertaining for me to watch him fight. That was a good fight.
You kind of saying he got a little Sweet Pea-esque about himself.
I won't even. He can't get that much respect from me to say to put Pernell Whitaker name out there. Nah, hell no. No, not no Pernell Whitaker.
Not the Sweet Pea.
Nah, but he's decent with his head movement. He's stiff, but for a Mexican dude, man, he got good head movement, and the boy can fight. That's all I can say. But I want to see him fight Charlo, because I saw Plant landed a couple of right hands in there. He snuck some good right hands in there, and Canelo walked into him. Like, I wonder what the effects would have been if that was Charlo right hand that he walked into.
He'd have been knocked out. And y'all noticed that Canelo didn't do them wide swings all the time. He was on the angle coming at the side of Plant. He didn't do. I've seen Canelo do this all the time. Like when he just really be letting it go wide open. It's like a football field in the middle, and he's throwing his punches up. I've seen him do it so many times. Different little things he do where he's just wide open. But like you're right, if a person like a Charlo was fighting him, we're gonna talk about Charlo too a little bit. I don't want to talk too much about it, but if y'all want to cook on his ass, y'all can. But he's just ridiculous. But
I'm a Charlo fan, so I ain't really got nothing bad to say about the Charlo brothers.
Well,
Every fight is entertaining. I'm a fan. You always gonna get the fan side of me. Like, how can you be a boxing fan and don't like the Charlo? Them brothers come to fight. They fight often
because they crazy.
They make weight and they fight crazy second of the round.
Because they threaten people's wives. Like that's what he did.
Shit, I ain't got nothing to do with all that.
Shit, for me that matters. That matters. I hear you, King. I hear you.
Yeah, I hear they ain't threatening me and my family, so I don't care.
You said it till he threatened yours.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm as a fan. I want to see fights. I love seeing fights. Them boys fight.
I'm done with them. I don't care. I can't follow crazy. That's just crazy. You don't know what to say. They like bipolar or something. You don't know what to say to set them off. But I know it's gonna be some cooking to him tonight. You know, so on the other shows, because he went off on Jarrett Hurd. Nobody knows why. Jarrett Hurd could have just looked his way. One of them went off. They was the way the crowd was. I couldn't really tell which one is which. I'm assuming it was Jamel. And then he went to the gangster shit and talk about how he could kill Hurd's wife or he'll kill her or something. What this lady got to do with it?
These boys selling fights and they talking trash. And I miss that part about boxing.
You crossing the line. You crossing the line, Coach. When you bring other people's family.
These guys are fighters. Like, a lot of guys talk this shit out here in the street and they get a gun and shoot you. These dudes sell their beef in the ring with gloves on. So I don't mind they talking all that shit.
They wasn't fighting. I see if you're building a fight up.
Yeah, but this leads up to big fights when they talk like this. Like I like to see them talk. Now, talking about somebody's wife and their kids, I don't approve of that. But like I said, he's talking about
they do.
Me and mine, so I ain't got nothing to do with all that. I just want to see them fight.
See, I gotta speak up for the ladies in the house. We don't like that shit. That girl's crime, her only crime is she loved Jared Hurd. That's her crime. That's her crime with Charlo. You don't know if this nigga's serious or not. He smacked the phone out the fan hand. You need a walking ticket time, like a time.
What did the fan do? Did the fan say
nothing?
Something?
Ask them a question, a basic fan-friendly question. I can't even remember the question. It was simple. And he put his middle finger up at the guy, staring at him like, I dare you to say something, and smacked the dude's phone out the hand.
Well,
this motherfucker crazy.
Well, do you like Mike Tyson? He can't do no more shit than Mike Tyson did. Mike Tyson stayed in jail for beating up fans and shit.
And you know what? And I wasn't the biggest Mike Tyson fan. I liked him. I watched him. I wasn't a hater or nothing like that. But Mike Tyson wouldn't make me fan out even back then.
Some of these guys, they do this crazy stuff, man. They say crazy stuff. And even Pernell Whitaker did where he said something about his mama and try to take the house back from his mama and stuff like. I mean, these guys, this is their personal life, man. I can't really comment too much on their personal life. Like I told you before about all their business and shit like that. I don't know all of that. I want to keep in the ring.
Well, I always say when your personal life bleed into the ring, that's when I have an opinion. If he was out there calling people names outside the name, or running with this girl and I don't give a damn about none of that shit. If he out there, committing some kind of low level crime, I don't care about none of that. But to get up and threaten this man's wife, and I just know in my heart, I don't know for a fact that Jared Hurd didn't do anything to him. Imagine his wife.
How can you really say that though?
I just know. Because I know Charlo how he is. See, I ain't gonna cake for him. I used to like them too. I've been following the Charlos back when they had braids. When they had like cornrow where their hair was long, almost like wannabe dreads. I don't know if they was locks or whatever. I think when their hair was long.
They had dreads when they came out, I think.
Right. I was watching them back then, following their every movement.
I've seen their pro debut. Both
supporting everything they do. They are one of the reasons why I have cable the way I got it, and I'm spending over $200 a month in my cable because all these different channels I got, where boxing comes on, I can't miss their fights. I can't miss anybody fight. If y'all look at my intro, they in my intro. I don't want to dislike them. They have brought me to that point, is what I'm saying. Willie Beachman said, how athletes conduct themselves outside their sports matters to me as well. Yeah, I can't follow an idiot. I can't. I don't care what the subject is or what we talking about. I just have to let it go. I just take the loss. Do I wish them harm or wish them, no success? I didn't. But now I really don't care.
But y'all have to understand these guys are fighters, man. Think about yourself.
No, we ain't gotta understand that, coach.
Think about yourself. Have you ever gotten into a fight with anybody outside in the street, somewhere at work or somewhere at school? Think about the shit y'all said to each other. Did you care about their mama when you talk shit about their mom? Did you care about anything when you cuss them out? Nah, you don't care about that. No. While we got beef, we talking shit. I don't care about that. I'm gonna tell you.
That's a little different, coach. In my generation, I don't know how much older I am to you. We used to we didn't fuck around with people's mamas. Because, when you really wanted it, like when it's all out war, like I'm going to take you within an inch of your life, we would pick up a rock or something and we set it on our shoulder and we said, knock my mama off the cliff. And if you knock my mama off the cliff, I got to kill you.
I ain't never heard that before, though.
I'm much older than you. I'm much older than you. But that was a sign of how disrespectful. That showed you how much that person really, really felt. Because sometimes when y'all mad at each other, even as a kid, you could discern and be like, are we really mad at each other? Is this really worth it? But then they get hype and that was the deciding factor. We'd pick up a rock or something, set it on our shoulder and be like, knock my mama off the cliff. Because if you do it,
well, I'm talking about like little kids. I'm talking about like as a young adult. Like you get into a fight with somebody and y'all talking shit, you ain't thinking about what you saying. You trying to insult this person. You trying to say something to make them buck. So that's the whole reason why you talking like that.
Well,
So
that went to
you
like
can't take
damn
all
near
that shit really
18.
to the heart because this guy's mad and he's trying to get under your skin. So this what they do.
And now, coach, I feel you, coach. And to a certain extent, we do think the same, but they have showed their ass one too many times, and they coons at times. So, I don't like a coon. Now, they ain't got nothing to do with the Charlos. Back in when I was a young adult and they were children and in Pampers, I didn't like coons back then neither. So I have a policy. I stand on principle with that. You coon, I can't fuck with you. And I've been kind of bending my policy, like to not go all the way how I go normally with any coon in regards to the Charlos. I've been kind of like slow walking it, But they keep cooning. And then you gonna threaten a man's wife. Now that's supposed to be off limits. You rarely hear a boxer talking about another man's wife. This ain't the hoe he done picked up for the night. This is his wife. And you're gonna say you gonna threaten her? Women take that shit seriously. Because although y'all can huff and puff at each other as men, y'all do not hesitate when it's women because y'all know y'all want to fight.
Look, I agree.
So we take it seriously.
I agree with all of that. And I don't bring people, mamas and kids and wives and stuff involved. I don't like to talk a lot of shit anyway, period. I like to walk away from the situation. But when it comes to stuff like this, I understand when it's fight talk. That's fight talk. You talking shit. I don't like you. You don't like me. I'm trying to say the most offensive thing I can. Not me, but I'm just saying other people. When they talking shit like that, they're trying to say the most offensive thing they can to get under your skin and piss you off. And that man ain't thinking about, he don't have a history of beating women. As a matter of fact, he's married himself with his wife. You know what I'm saying? So
if it came out that he was beating women, I'll believe it. I will believe it.
But up to this point, the fact is we don't know anything about these men being women beaters. He's just talking shit.
He looked like one to me.
But okay, you don't like the Charlo. But I'm just saying we don't have any knowledge about them brothers beating on no girls. They just fighting. And he was talking shit to this man, trying to piss him off. And he know if I talk about your wife or your kids or your mama, that's what's gonna happen. But the thing is, they're both fighters. Maybe they got a fight coming up. I don't know.
No, for real, I understand everything you're saying, Coach, and I totally disagree with you saying. But from a woman's perspective, if you would threaten a woman, you would slap a bitch easily. So when you ask me, he ain't a woman beater. To me, he is. I don't know. I don't have facts that he put his hands on women. That I don't have. I have no proof that he ever do it.
We can roll with.
But and that's what y'all can roll with. But as a woman, he's a potential. That's how I have to look at him. When we talked about this on Grown Woman Talk, when we said all the preps and preventative shit that women have to do before they leave the house. This is one of them. This is one of the telltale signs. If a man would threaten you like that, he will beat your ass. And if you can say, oh no, he might not. It was just this, it was just that. Guess what? You be the main one sitting up in the hospital with black eyes and a fat lip.
Well, to
no
that
man who hits.
I can't really say. I see. What did he said? Birdman said that a true fan. That you can't find a more true fan of boxing than me. And I've been around this game forever. And from what I see, I've seen this with many fighters talking shit. James Toney talk shit to people. Mike Tyson talk shit to people. Antonio Tarver talk shit to you about you and your. I've seen these guys do this. If you follow boxing, if you ain't new to this game, the Charlos ain't invented this shit talking about people, family and shit like this. Shit been around in boxing. Go back and watch Rocky when Mr. T was telling him about what he do to his wife. What he told him.
That was a movie.
Come see a real man. I'm just telling you though.
I know.
What they do. They portraying the real shit that happens in boxing, real life. We talk, come see a real man. I'll show you how a real man do it. Like, this is what they do. They do this to piss you off and get under your skin. This is what they, and then they fight. And then you fight. This is what fighters do. You do this. Some of them quiet and humble. Some run their mouth.
Let me get this chat. Damn, Charlos need to leave that bag alone. Don't no true fan like a dickhead plus chasing Canelo for what? For what? Giving that cheap value when he don't have any unless it's beating up a white dude. Birdman also said Charlo was mic'd up to record shit. What do you mean he was mic'd up to record shit that night? At the end of the day, they bogus and better recognize who paid for that lavish life skills or not. They are shameless athletes with no integrity. I agree. Kimmy
But
W in the building was popping queen. She said some things are off limits, even in anger. Some things are off limits, even out of anger.
people
Yeah,
say that
Coach.
until they mad with your ass and they talking shit to you. Then all that shit go out the window. Like I'm a realist.
I would say we gonna agree to disagree on this one, Coach, because women have to look at things differently, and I can only look at it through my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, and I agree. A lot of guys probably think that way, but I have to look at it through the eyes of a woman because that's what I am, and to me, that's a telltale sign. Now, I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying this man is known or have ever put his hand on a woman. But if you don't want to be looked at that way, threatening a woman to kill her who has nothing to do with you and did nothing to you, I am 100%
But we
sure
know his
this
beef
woman
wasn't with her. His beef was with her man.
don't
And that's what
matter.
the bottom line is. This ain't really about her. This is about pissing him off. Like with something, like I just said, somebody talking shit to you and they say about your mom. They don't even know your mom. But they know that who you love and care about, and that's to get under your skin. And so that's all it is. I mean, you can't take out content and make it more than what it really was. Like
Yes, we
that's all
can.
it was. His beef with Jerry Heard.
I would say this to all the men that's listening. If you don't want women to look at you in certain ways, some things you just can't do. And men might say I don't care, or they could justify or say it was this, that, and the other. When you threaten women like that, you become a man who's capable of doing anything to a woman. It's just what it is, man. We have been groomed and taught that from birth, from little. You know, this is something that's reiterated. And see, I'm telling you this, Coach G. I know I get what you're saying, and everything you say sound logical. But you raise boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had a daughter, you would probably think about it in this way, because women who think exactly like men can get themselves in a whole lot of heap of trouble. You cannot, as a woman, walk through this earth thinking and putting things in perspective the way a man would. You do it in the way that's you've been taught, because the way you was taught is a lot of preventative stuff. And I know we're gonna agree to disagree, because I know you be like, look, you gonna say this, I'll say that. But from a woman point of view, no, you know, he's capable of anything at this point to me. So I can't like him. Um
Well, you didn't like him before this, so that
nah.
just added to it.
That is, hey, I'm straight
But
not
I
being
understand where you're
biased,
coming
John.
from. I just know it's just fight talk, man. Until he actually punched somebody, hit some female, and has a track record of beating women, I know it's just trash talk together, Jerry Heard's skin, and they're gonna try to spin it out of control, and that's all it is. Until he do that, that's all we can go by.
When he do that, then I'm gonna have you back,
And I
and I'm
say
gonna
he
be
meant
like,
everything
Coach
he said,
G.
and he did it. But it ain't. He's innocent until proven guilty. He ain't did that yet. It ain't you
Just so you
guilty and you
know,
got to
though,
plead
just so
innocent.
you know, there's this life or this world is filled with people who have had incidents similar to that, where people just trying to get on each other's skin or say things like that, and it always worked the way I'm kind of like suggesting that it could work. It's not an absolute, but meaning
I can show you.
there's men out there
Mm-hmm.
who say shit like that, and actually, you'll be like, he'll slap your ass. Oh, no, don't
Oh yeah,
fuck with
but we
him.
know that. I mean,
And
we
they
know that.
actually do turn out to be just what we thought. So it's just a preventative measurement thing, Coach. That's all. Demetrius Bright said women and children are off limits. Period. Ricky Williams said, "You talking about Charlo? Sure is, King. Welcome to the building." And he said, "And I just got here." So, okay, Coach, let's move on to so we know that Caleb gave us all. Is there anything left for Caleb to do? Is he done?
Nah, he ain't done. He can still box. He can box and still win some fights. He I'm not interested in seeing him fight Canelo again. Like I think the same thing happened again. He's not gonna be able to keep Canelo off his body. He'll get beat to body, get tired again, and get knocked out again. So I don't want to see that. But there's other guys out there that I would be interested. I would love to see him fight some of the other guys out there.
I mean, Charlo would be a good fight if they want to fight. I think Charlo came out to my Jamal saying that he wants to with him at once he'll move up to 168.
And he'll be a big 168 too.
Yeah. And that straight that Charlo has, both of them, that wide shit ain't gonna work with them. I don't know what you think about Benavidez though, like as far as because Benavidez just throw punches and punches and punches, but some say his defense is not that great. So what you think?
His defense isn't that great. He does get hit, and but I haven't seen enough of him against the right opponents to really tell. Like I still need to see him fight some more people to see what other wrinkles he got in his game. To see what else, because I see him. He got good head move. I see him make people miss with like, with an inch. Like he make them miss and come back and counter. Like he can do what he wants. He can box. I just need to see him against better opponents, man. See him more in the ring. I can't really say right now, but I know I feel like I've seen enough to see he'll make a fight of it with Canelo. I don't know if he can beat Canelo.
I think he got better feet movement and better leg position, and he can box, and he got power. And see, Canelo, you can't say all those things, but I just said about Charlo. See how I can be objective?
Now, I understand that, but then when it comes down to Benavidez, he is Mexican, and they have this bravado where I'm not going to run. I'm going to stand here and fight you. And so I could see him having the ability to move around and box, but his heart and his mentality ain't going to let him do it. He's gonna come forward and he's gonna fight Canelo toe to toe. And I think that might not work out for him fighting somebody like Canelo. I don't know. If he could take Canelo punches, maybe so. I don't know.
He probably get caught. He pretty big there. Demetrius Bright said, IMO, the Charlos are alcoholics, and anything is he meant to say anything is possible. Gotcha, King. Anything is possible with those clowns. So did you see the second fight? Was you interested or pressed with that second fight with the Darrell and I don't even know who the fuck that dude was. I forgot
the co-main event.
Yeah.
I like the event. I've been following the brothers for a long time. Like I've seen all of their fights, and the dog was actually my favorite of the two brothers.
Mine too.
The cancer and the motorcycle accident, I think derailed his career. And I don't think he ever been the same after that. And I think we're on the tail end of his career. And, he still got punching power and good timing, but his best days are long gone behind him.
Yeah, it's like before the cancer and the motorcycles, you be thinking like, when I look at it, because I came into him late, but I look at him and I be like, man, if he was like just so healthy and, fresh and young, oh man, what could he? Because I heard that they was having these abilities even young coming into the boxing world. I think you even told me,
they were the truth. Their grandfather trained them well.
What's up with his brother though? His brother, I hate to say it, but sometimes seem like he quits. Sometimes.
I think he can't take no punches, man. And like I seen him become a champion twice by default by getting knocked out. He won the belt by getting knocked out by illegal. I guess it was like illegal blows or he got the bell. He get knocked out and he won the belt. But just misfortune, man. I don't know. But they both can box. When they on their A game, you got a motherfucking problem.
Oh yeah, like I hated to see Darrell lose. The couple of times that I did see him lose, because I was like, oh man, this dude is he the truth. He was perfectly built for that weight class that he be in. And I was like, oh man, he could give anybody hell, but it's not consistent. And like you said, it might be due to the cancer and the bike incident or whatever. But
well, we know that played a part in it.
Yeah. But that knockout that he gave, I swear to God, when I seen him going for it, it seemed like he was gonna go for a hook or maybe a straight, and it seemed like either it was a straight and then he was gonna turn it into a hook. Or a hook, and then he turned it into a straight. But he wound up just, I didn't see that coming. Like
that's the whole point. That was a deceptive punch. That's skill. That's experience. And he saw that shot. He set that shot up. He saw that boy ducking in the same pattern over and over again. He knew his head was going to be there. He wound that punch up. You won't throw a punch like that second guessing. You throw punches like that when you know that shot is there. And
that shot shouldn't have made it.
He put everything on, and that dude ducked right into it. Boom. One hitter
Yeah.
quitter.
So when it comes to leaning, because I hear that the guy was leaning over his foot too much. What is the deal with that when it comes to boxing? Like boxers, y'all say don't lean over your foot, but
Yeah,
people
because
do it
you're
all the
reaching.
time.
You're reaching and you're out of position when you do that. So you never
you
lean.
lean.
Your head should not be over that front, leaning over that front knee.
Yeah, but at times, isn't it necessary?
No,
When can you do it?
you
Never.
should
You
never
said
do it.
never.
You should, when you train, your coach
Yeah.
should train you to never do that. To never reach for your punches and never be out of position.
Willie Beachman said Andre Darrell beat Carl Froch and they robbed him. And that's Super 6.
I had liked Carl Froch too.
Yeah.
That was
Carl
the one
Froch
white
was a
boy that would
beast.
beat your ass.
Yeah, and look, he been talking shit lately too. He said, "Shit, if he was still in the game, pretty much, I'm putting my stank on it. If I was still in the game, I would piece Canelo ass up."
And he would. And he would.
I
The
believe it
thing is,
too.
Canelo wouldn't fight him. Canelo don't fight people like that. He don't fight
Mm-hmm.
people like Charlo. He don't fight people like Andrade. He don't fight those guys. He go and fight the guys he's been fighting.
So what type of guy is Canelo prone to pick? Because now we're at the end of the fight. Canelo wins. They ask him, what you gonna do next? This dude cleverly says, I'm gonna go to rest. Now, of course, that's what you're gonna do. Y'all know what Jim Gray trying to say. Jim Gray always handling a nigga, even if you say I'm retired. Well, who's next, Floyd? Like, didn't I just say y'all was retired? Y'all know that's Jim Gray. So Canelo said, I'm gonna rest first. Translation, in my opinion, I'm gonna drop these motherfucking belts, and then I'm gonna pick me another white boy I can beat somewhere else.
Yeah, he ain't trying to fight none of the kings out there that could like make a good fight. Like I see him fight that's like I can't really pick. When you hear me say I can't really call it, like I don't know who's gonna win this damn fight. Those fights I like to watch. But going to a fight, if I can really like see, I can see it already how it's gonna happen. It's really not a shock. Like seeing Canelo knock that dude out, that wasn't really a shock to see him beat him. Like it wasn't a shock to see it. Like that's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. I want to see him fight somebody like Charlo because I think they can equally beat each other. I'm just favoring Charlo.
But you know, we know we ain't gonna get that.
Yeah, I know we
and
ain't
for
gonna
a
get
lot
that.
of more reasons than one on both sides. Because sometimes I'm not all the way convinced, and I ain't hating on Charlo. I'm not all the way convinced that he be ready when he say he's ready. I don't know.
I
But
mean, when have he let you down? Like the dudes, they come to fight. They always in shape. They never miss weight. They chisel from head to toe. Like, what are you talking about? These dudes are professionals.
I feel like if he really wanted to fight with Canelo, he would have pressed it like he pressed everything else.
He
I don't
begged
see
him
it.
for a fight, and he was
I don't see it. I don't see it. Not
Man,
consistently.
Nah, he did it for years, man. They both they been chasing him since 154. He been down there. He been ducking them.
Now he kissing his ass. So now,
well, now he's trying to do it another way. Like I've been begging you and talking shit to you. That ain't get me nowhere. Now they realizing that, like with Floyd, now you realize this dude got power. So maybe if I try another way, maybe I can get this fight with you. They really want to fight him, but talking shit to him ain't gonna work because they already see that ain't gonna work. We've been doing it for years.
Well,
so now he's trying to be creative and find a nice way that maybe I can get a fight with this dude. They just want opportunity.
That's a plausible explanation right there. If there ever was one. That's a plausible.
Them boys want to fight, man. They're just trying to get in where they fit in, and they being denied like all the black fighters.
Man, fuck the Charlos.
Huh?
Fuck the Charlos.
I can't say that, man. I can't say they fighters, man. They fighters, and they come to fight. They professional. Ain't no bullshit with these dudes. They come to bring. They leave it all in the ring. Both of them.
Coons. Every time I think of the Charlos,
I give up.
My bad, coach. you know, once I make up my mind, ain't nothing nobody can do about it. I tried, but I respect your position in it. So when you look at Canelo, I'm anxious to know from how you, because you give a great description when you're talking about certain fighters. What fighter do this man typically pick, and what is he gonna go for next? What is Canelo looking for? Off the top, I'm gonna say a punching bag. Can you elaborate?
I mean, I agree. Like he has problems with movers, guys that can move on their feet with lateral movement. He's every time he fight a mover, he has a lot of problems with them. He loses a lot of rounds when he's fighting those type of guys, and it seems like he's avoiding punches. He only wants to be he wants to be the only puncher in the fight. Like there's other punchers out there that he's not fighting. He's fighting these guys that's not known punchers. He's bigger than them, stronger than them. You know, look at the last people he's been fighting. He avoiding punchers and movers. That's what I see.
Okay. So Willie Beachman said Jamal Charlo's jab can give Canelo problems. I agree.
That's the main punch.
Agree.
That's
and it hurts. They could deliver that shit like a power punch.
They sure can. And Canelo don't want them problems. That's gonna keep him at bay and line him up for that straight right hand.
Somebody said if we could build one guy, we had Caleb Plants. I forgot who said it, but it was cute. He said if you can have Caleb Plant movement and his abilities with his legs, Jamal Charlo, boxing abilities and somewhat of his power, and I guess what's his name, Benavidez tenacity, like that come forward boxing and all that. Canelo couldn't beat that guy. And I thought it was cute because the fact that he had to put 3 guys together to make one, you know what I'm saying? Just to face this guy.
It don't even take that, man, to beat Canelo. You can beat Canelo. You just got to avoid his body punches. Don't let him beat your body up because he's going to drain you and make you tired. Keep a jab and keep him at bay and move. Floyd already showed us how to beat him.
Right. And
Watch the
Floyd much smaller.
Yeah.
Now,
take your move.
Now they say Canelo is, and I've heard some people say in different shows, Canelo is pretty much unbeatable from 147 to 175. Do you agree with that?
How can you say that when he's surrounded by undefeated champions that he's avoiding? He gave up his belt. Charlo was his mandatory. He gave him the WBC belt, and they elevated him to some bullshit franchise WBC belt. Like, if you're so good, why are you ducking certain fighters? Like, everybody would love to see him fight Charlo. I know y'all don't like Charlo, but you want to see that fight. Like, because you really can't call it. Andrade. Even though I think he might beat Andrade, I still would favor Andrade, but Andrade do a lot of wild shit sometime and get sloppy in his fights. I see him get sloppy and get caught with shit he shouldn't be getting caught with a lot of time. And you can't be playing them games with Canelo Alvarez.
Stephen Houston said, am I the only one who wasn't impressed by his performance? I'm assuming you're talking about Canelo's. I'm not sure, Stephen. Clarify. He said facts. So why is Charlo picking Bivol instead of Beterbiev from? And I don't know much about either one of these fighters. I've seen 1 or 2 of their fights. I just the little bit that I've seen them. Yeah. Well, is Bivol
he's a killer too.
I thought Beterbiev was one that like crushed your bones and shit.
They both killers.
Killers. Canelo is interested in going to 175 and possibly cleaning that out and becoming undisputed.
I don't see him beating Beterbiev.
That's what I said. That's the one I think is more dangerous.
I don't see him. I don't even see him taking that fight. Period. He gonna talk that shit, but he ain't gonna fight that dude.
Isn't Bivol up to fight Marcus Brown soon?
I like Marcus Brown.
Do you think Canelo can beat him?
Marcus Brown? No. I don't think he can beat Marcus Brown.
So Canelo is better off just staying at 168.
Yeah, if you saw how Plant was boxing him, Marcus Brown will make it look a lot more prettier than that.
He the one that split Badu Jack head, right?
Yes, he'll make it look a lot more prettier than that.
That was a bad cut.
He's more natural with it. He got more rhythm. You know that black shit that we got. He got that certain thing, man. That it just he'll beat him a lot better. He move a lot better. He beat him.
Going back to Darrell, do you think he got a future? Because he did good, but we don't know that guy.
Darrell is at the end of his career. He probably got 1 or 2 more good fights in him, and he done.
He done.
Yeah. He's what? How old is he? 36 years old?
Late 30s.
Yeah,
30, I thought 39.
He's already past. He's past it. Like they should give him but he's earned some big. They should give him a big fight or 2, especially with this knockout that he got. He just did. He deserved a title shot. Give him a title shot.
Listen. He want the winner of last night, which is Canelo. if he get Canelo, I believe Canelo would be like, see, I do fight black fighters. Cause I straight up know that
Well,
the
see, he
real
might
cannot beat.
fight. He might fight Darrell, but
Mhm.
it's crazy. But I think I'll favor Darrell in that fight,
Wow.
even though he's older, because he can punch. He got speed, and he got reach. How to use his range. I would give him like
Mm.
I would give him a better chance than I gave Plant.
Like the real sometimes in my head, he put me in the mind of Danny Jacobs. I don't know about you, like this. I don't know why this. I feel that there's some similarities there or something. I
Um,
don't know.
I don't know. I like Danny Jacobs too, but all
Yeah.
them brothers old, man. I want to see Canelo fight people his age. Fight guys your age, and fight guys your age in their prime. That's good. These undefeated guys. He's surrounded by undefeated guys and won't fight any of them.
Steven used to say he can age better BF out, isn't he? 36. I'm not sure, King. How old better BF is. He doesn't look old to me. I never, like I said, I've seen one or two of his fights. I'm not sure. So like, all right, the Rare got one or two more fights, but you do give him a slight chance with Canelo because of his skill level and that he do got a little pop on his punches. And if he could just make it, you basically saying if he could just make it through 12 rounds, it could go either way. Something to that effect. Okay. So did you see that first fight?
Which one?
That first fight,
I saw all the
Romero,
fights.
and I think the guy name was Rivera or Rodriguez or something.
I saw them all.
Right. That first. Well, it was 4. It was. You know what? The first fight. That guy. When he hit him with that straight, and dude wasn't expecting that, he didn't get up from the count. He just set up and was like, I don't know what you counting for. I ain't getting up.
Oh, the guy that looked like he could have got up.
Yeah, like he could have got
He
up.
just quit. Like he said, I got my check. I did what I was supposed to do.
He hit the Richard Pryor on him.
Yeah,
I
like
ain't
that's
getting
it.
up.
Yeah.
That I feel that he was lucky. I don't know why. I just feel like he was lucky. He has some skills. I think he's a little slow. He better pick up his speed because whatever weight division, I don't even know what weight division they was fighting in.
Those guys didn't even show me enough to really me like to pay enough attention to be evaluating. Like,
yeah, he's a little bit slower than other people in his weight division.
Fillers, man. I ain't really care about those fights.
No, the second fight now, that tall, linky, weird looking dude. The second fight,
I can't remember.
Oh man, y'all in the chat, y'all remember?
We watched all the fights. I just can't remember that.
It was a tall, linky dude when he was just piecing that dude up with them long ass arms. I'm like, God damn. He's weird looking because as the way he look, he has no shoulder width. He don't have no broad shoulders. So, and this is not right of me because I'm wrong in my assessment. But when I see dudes with narrow shoulders, I don't be thinking nothing much there, like they could do anything. Them be the main ones to be fucking people up. He was messing that dude up, but I did fall asleep on it. And I woke up just in time for the watch the red. I was like, damn. I didn't even try to fall asleep. I just fell right to sleep, sitting up in there. Boost Ennis. We gotta talk about Boost because we ain't seen you in a minute, Coach. So you saw Boost last performance.
I did.
What you think? I think we did talk about it.
We did talk about him because he caught the dude on top of the head, on top of the ear.
What a gossip. Let's talk about the gossip surrounding Boost. So Boost called everybody out. And it's a little back and forth. It ain't nothing real big, but I hear both stories. Boost ain't quite ready. Boost is ready. I personally think Boost is ready.
Boost is ready.
He's ready.
He's ready. Yeah. The only person I feel like that he ain't ready for is Crawford. And I know people say I'm being biased, but I'm looking at the skills, man. The skill set, seem like everything Crawford does, he know how to do. It's just Crawford got more experience at doing. He's been doing it longer.
Right.
But that boy is on the hill, and he's bigger. I won't say he's stronger, but he's bigger than Crawford. He got those skills. You don't even have to know a lot about boxing to look at a fighter like Boots and say, that motherfucking box. Like you didn't have to know a lot about boxing. When you see him fighting, you can clearly see he's something different about this kid.
You can hear his punches. I'm looking at it on TV, and I rarely ever, even when there's hard punches, I hear the punches on replay, like when people put it on their Facebook or their Instagram. You be like, God damn, he hit him that hard. Boots every time he fights. I in my mind, I don't care where I could be sitting in that arena, you gonna hear it. And I mean, it's sudden.
I'm impressed with his boxing skills. I love his energy in boxing. You can see he have fun in the ring. Boxing to him is like a kid going to the playground. Like he is so excited when the bell rings to show his skills, to show, look what I can do. Look what I can do. Watch me. Like he loves to entertain with his skills. And we haven't even seen the best of Boots yet. Like he's just getting started.
Exactly.
He's just getting started. He's showing us shit like this already that we see in seasoned vets. We seeing this young boy that just coming into the game. Like, where is he going to be in 3-4 years? They manage him and move him right and give him a chance to develop. Where's the sky's the limit for him, man?
Exactly. Like I don't even think he got all his hand strength or anything.
Nah, he's still a young boy. What, he's 24 years old?
Yeah. A couple of years ago, they were like, "Oh, you still a baby." I would put him at an adolescent, but he heads or tails above grown as me.
Yeah, already.
Like I'm like, wow.
They don't want to see him at all. They want to duck him. Them boys are not going to fight him because they know what time it is. He hungry. He loved to fight. He loved to entertain. He lived for boxing.
And low key, and you know how I stand with Terrence. Me and you is on the same page with Terrence. I ain't saying Terrence scared, but I don't think Terrence want to see him just yet neither.
Nah, because it's like you say, it's high risk, low reward. So it would be dumb for Terrence to fight him right now. Terrence want Spence. Terrence want the big dogs holding all the marbles right now. That's what he want. And that's what he should be gunning for. Because right now, Boots is just coming into the division. Like he really ain't nobody just yet. I want to see the top dogs clean each other out. Now, if Crawford was to fight, beat Porter, and then fight Spence and beat Spence, I want to see him fight Boots next. Like in a couple of years, I'm gonna be pushing for the Boots fight. And if he don't fight Boots, I'm gonna be talking shit about Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Exactamundo.
But right now, I want to see him clean out the division of the top dogs. Spence, Crawford, Porter, fight them guys, get them out of there. And then who we looking at? Virgil Ortiz, and Boots.
Okay, so if Boots, because I clearly can see him growing out of 147. Right. I got him going up to about 160. If he was at 154, do you think he could take or hang with Jermell Charlo?
Right now, I would pick Charlo because of the experience factor. That experience plays a huge key in going to 12-round fights and being there with them other big dogs. But give him a few years, yes. Give him a few years, I will put Boots in there with anybody, man. He just lacking experience. Like that last fight he had, you can see his lack of experience when he got the guy hurt and he wound up getting caught with a punch. Like he should have never got hit with. He was too anxious and he got hit with some shit. He even felt stupid after the fight. You saw a look on his face. He was talking to his corner like, damn, I got hit with that shit. I should never got hit with that shit. Now, if he was fighting the right opponent and got hit with that shit, the fight could have been over with. You know what I'm saying? So they got to move him the right way and let him settle down. Once he settled down a little bit more and become a little more seasoned, I don't see nobody out there right now that's going to be fucking with Boots.
What they say in the military, pay attention to detail. Stephen Houston said, you think Terrence move up to 154 and fight the Charlos?
I think so.
Me too.
I think he could. Now, can he deal with that? Since he's not a big guy. See, I said about Boots because Boots got a bigger skeleton. Boots is a bigger man that can go up and pack that weight on. But Terrence is coming from what, 130?
No, was it 135? 135 to 140, 140 to 147.
Okay, he's coming up. He's a little guy coming up gaining this weight. He's not a really big dude. So, but with his boxing skills, but can he take a punch from one of them big guys? I know he can punch with them, but can he take their punches? I don't know. I don't even know if Boots can take those punches. We're still waiting to see.
I would say this. I would say that we have seen smaller guys fight big guys and no problem. it shouldn't matter that much about the weight because when these guys come in after the weigh-in, they be so much bigger or so much smaller. Like even with the Floyd and Canelo fight, Canelo almost had Floyd by 20 pounds. It was like 15 plus pounds. So, and Floyd, I remember, I think it was that fight when Floyd said, I had to eat something this morning before weigh-in because I dropped weight. Floyd was a little guy and he made him look silly. And no matter, and he hit Floyd a couple of times, didn't even hurt him.
Not
so
clean.
it's possible.
Not clean though.
It's possible. He caught him once or twice in the face. Not his best punch, but he caught him. But Terrence, being a little guy, don't necessarily mean he can't take the Charlo's hits or whatever because they're bigger guys or the other 154 pounders. But what I will say, if Terrence move up, his contracts, I don't know how y'all feel about this. You gotta tell me, coaches, is right to say this. They should be having a like a hydration clause. Like you ain't gonna come in and weigh in at 154 and come in this bitch at 170. Like hell no.
Well, that's the way boxing has been going. That's the benefit. I personally believe they should go back to the old ways and have the weigh in the same day of the fight.
Oh Lord, man, you be thinking the same way. Damn, I've been saying that, but I hardly ever voice it because I don't think nobody cares about that.
That cuts all that cheating shit out. That cut all that weight bullying.
Yes,
it cut it out.
And it cuts out you picking the wrong weight.
If you're gonna give me 24 to 48 hours to pack weight on, that's where you see them on the scale. They like Skeletor. And then as soon as they step off the scale, they hand them damn them bottles, that bottle full of protein and shit.
Electrolytes and shit.
Pack this weight back on. Now they fill out and they come to the fight and they look 2 times the size they looked at the weigh-in. It's like that's cheating to me, but it's within the rules and they allowed to do it.
Stephen Houston said after he clears out Spence and Porter, I think they'll make the fight at 154 with Boots. And then you said facts. I think it was something we were saying. He also said I was going to bring that up, and he said yes. Yeah, I am totally with that, and also giving women 3-minute rounds. Just lower the amount of rounds. Y'all men go 12. We just go 10 or less. 3-minute rounds. But I'm definitely back because you know what? It's gonna make you pick your right weight class too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It cuts all that weight bullying out. Because if you do lose all that weight, you don't have time to rehydrate. So it's gonna hurt you in the fight. It's not gonna help you. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna be too weak from. You see what happened if you go back and watch De La Hoya versus Pacquiao. De La Hoya fought Mayweather at 170 something pounds. Like he was way big. And then the next year he fought Pacquiao at 147. He actually came into that fight at 145 or 146. He weighed less than Pacquiao in the fight. He was so drained. He had to get an IV before the fight.
Wow.
To get fluids.
I ain't knew about the IV, but
yeah, he had to get an IV.
Drained.
And it wasn't to cheat, it was to hydrate him because he was so dehydrated. He like a skeleton fighting Pacquiao. And then Pacquiao beat him and they're like, oh, Pacquiao's so great, but nobody ain't talking about this man came in weighing so low. Like his weight was so low in that fight. He was damaged. That's what happened to a lot of fighters if they start with this same day weight. You weigh in the day this morning and they like do the amateurs. You weigh in the morning time, you fight the same day. If they start doing that, a lot of these guys have to go to their regular weight class.
Yeah, find another job.
Or find a job. They couldn't do it no more. Like Earl Spence. Spence will be fighting at 154 or maybe 160. Canelo will be having it. Well, Canelo already moved up. He's moving up too. These guys pack on some weight when they come to fight night.
Stephen Hughes said facts. This is off the kind of forbidden path. This is an old fighter I want to bring up. This was on my mind. I always be meaning to ask you when we used to be in the gym, and I'd be forgetting, and then I'd be somewhere, and I'd be like, "Damn it!" Ricky Hatton.
What about him?
Do you think this dude was drinking the tea in his career?
Or
eating that taco meat?
Man, it's so hard to tell these days what these guys are doing. Like, I don't know. All I know is Ricky Hatton was a motherfucking problem. When I saw him beat, what's that Russian name? With the rat tail, had the hair that knocked Zab Judah out.
Costa no.
Costa Zoo.
What's Costa
When I saw him break Costa Zoo ribs, that was impressing me, right? I was like, "Then this dude is the truth, man." I was actually loving to watch Ricky Hatton fight, and he gave Floyd Mayweather more problems than he gave Floyd Mayweather some problems in that fight. That was such an exciting fight, man.
And he hit Floyd a couple of times.
He did. He was brutal.
But what looking at that fight told me about Floyd, when they be like, "Oh, Floyd can't hit," I be like, "Well, if he can't hit, the motherfucker can take a punch." There's a couple people that Floyd has fought that I was like, he can take a punch.
That's one of his.
Haddon was one of them.
Floyd got a granite chin, man. When I saw him eat that punch from Maidana at the end of the third round?
Maidana?
Floyd, yeah, Maidana. Floyd was used to doing the pull counter off the jab. You throw the jab, pull counter. But that he was expecting just the jab. But when he did the pull counter, Maidana threw a 1-2. He wasn't expecting the 2 to come behind it. And he walked right into the goddamn 2. If that had been anybody else, they would have been sleeping on the goddamn canvas.
You talking about it was right at the end of the round, and he went into the ropes, and he was closer to his corner, so he kind of like held the rope.
Oh, Floyd was out of it. If that had been at the beginning of the round, I ain't sure Floyd would have made it out of that round. Like, man, he was hurt. He was hurt.
Even Maidana kept looking back. He kept looking back.
He knew he hurt him. He knew he caught him. Floyd was not looking for that right hand.
Pacquiao caught him too.
Not like that though.
Then the fourth,
did catch him, but he didn't catch him like that.
He caught him good enough where Floyd just had to like, okay. I think he had to shake his head or something. There's a couple people that caught him. The only time I ever watched the fight and I thought Floyd was gonna lose was Cotto. And I was visiting my homegirl Jewel, and it's crazy because I'm all up at their house visiting. They're not boxing fans. Somehow or another, by the end of the night, we didn't order the fight.
You talked them into it.
Dude, I was doing my best pimping. I was like, I was talking to her and her husband. I don't know how I did it, but we ordered fight. I mean, I paid for it, of course, but even, when black folks home, you can even be like, I'll pay for it. I got the money right here. They be like, I don't give a damn. You ain't ordering shit on my cable. But they ordered it, and that was like right before he went to jail. I was scared as hell. Cotto had me nervous. That's the only time, but it was the Ricky Hatton fight that made me say, this dude can take a punch.
Yeah, he could. He could take a punch. Chop.
Yeah, first. Yeah, Chop was killing him.
That's the first
Emmanuel
time I
Augustus.
really hurt with Chop.
And Emmanuel Augustus. That I was like, what is he on? He don't feel nothing. So that's when I became a fan of Floyd. Like, just seeing those fights.
He just got a lot of grit, man. He got a lot of grit and willpower that I want to win. Floyd got that winner. You're going to have to kill him because he is determined to win the fight.
Almost definitely. Well, y'all, that was the review of this weekend fight. Coach, you got anything else?
Nah,
What's going on with you? What's going on with you with your son? Where y'all going to next?
He's in recovery. He's supposed to fight Saturday, but he was out of school all week, and it didn't make no sense to put him in no fight, so I pulled him.
He was sick?
Yeah, he had. I told you the last time I talked to you, he had a cold. He got out of school for 5 days.
Yeah, it's cool.
From Monday through Friday. They want you can't be in class coughing and shit now.
No, that's an act of war.
Yeah, you start coughing and shit. Hey, get this nigga out of here, man.
Be like, where this motherfucker dad at? Come get him. We love you and all, Caden, but you got to go. You ain't got to go home, but you got to go.
Coughing and stuff, so just stay home because that shit was gone. He good now though. He back in class.
So, Coach, where can we find you, and what is your Cash App? Make sure you text that to me after the show too. But what is your Cash App? Because I'm gonna build a page with yours. So far I got you, and then I got my first guest that I had on tonight, Mike Livingston, and I'm gonna build y'all like a nice little page I can add to my intro. So every day I come on, that's the last thing they see before we start the show.
Okay, that'll work, man. That'll work. I appreciate the love. I will definitely give it to you. I'll send it to you in a few minutes.
Okay, you can tell them out loud. They listening too. You can tell them now if you have it. Hello?
Can you hear me?
And we just lost you. Yeah, you back now.
Okay, I was trying to go out of to look for. I don't even know what it is myself.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Gonna
text it to you.
Yeah, he gonna text me, and y'all be sure. Like I had this nice, beautiful intro that I worked so hard to do because I'm not like computer savvy. So I put this thing together with the music and all that. A lot of y'all probably have seen it. Some of y'all don't. But it comes like when I come on, I say a sentence, and then I say, let's turn to, and then I play that intro. So at the end of that intro, I'm starting to build a page of people who we want to support. And we want to get, don't forget about Mike Livingston. Y'all do follow him. I don't know how much press he could get, but every now and then, if y'all not quite sure what's going on, ask me. I'm going to try to keep in touch. Y'all might jog my memory and be like, oh, you know what? We got to reach out. We got to reach out to the young king. And Coach G is doing wonderful things. He's mentoring young guys as well as his son. And, you know, giving them an alternative than that knucklehead life. So we got to support our young kings. Ain't it right, Coach?
I agree 100%. We don't do it. Who gonna do it?
Yeah, who gonna do it? You know, they our kings. They my kings. That's
right.
how I look at it. Mm-hmm. So thank y'all for joining us. And y'all remember, when you know better, y'all what? You do better. Be sure to look at Friday's Grown Woman Talk. I be wanting y'all to have some input. Coach, why you don't get in on that? We don't bite.
I know. I might hit you up from time to time.
Yeah,
I'm a boxing fanatic, but I might get in from time to time.
Well, you ain't a boxer 24/7. So, I mean, you know, this is just, y'all get in, tell the male perspective. Kind of like when me and you had our back and forth. Wasn't that peaceful?
Yeah, it was.
That's all it is. You got an opinion, I got an opinion.
Right.
It's all good. We can agree to disagree. I can't promise all the other girls like that, but since I'm the moderator running the show, you know,
you control.
I keep things, under control. So y'all join us on Grown Woman Talk. Sometimes it's funny. We got some characters in there. We try to have a good time. That's my day when I just let everything down and decompress and woosah. And then on Sundays, I do a wellness show, and we learn a lot in that show. It's all about my experience and things I've learned formally and informally. And so, again, water check. I finished. So I'm up to 80 ounces as of right now. My goal is 100 ounces a day. I eat no dairy, and if I'm gonna eat meat, it's chicken and fish, chicken and turkey. But I'm actually trying to do hardcore. So I had kale today. Yuck! But I had a kale drink mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff. But anyway, when y'all know better, you do better. So here's to us knowing better. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
All right, peace.